Hello, welcome. It's the Resilient Rooster. I'm back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and this time I'm gonna be showcasing 6 Samurai True Draco. The objective of this deck is to summon Shien with True King of All Calamities. This basically creates a soft lock so that you can negate the monster effect and just the problematic spells and traps. For the True King engine part, I run 3 of the winds and 3 of the waters. If the water ever gets destroyed, you basically can summon the wind. I also played the Dragonic Diagram to search the True Kings. For the 6 Sam part, I run the 3 Kazarus, the 2 Hatsumes, the 3 fires, and 3 waters. So if you have the water, you can special summon the fire. If you have the fire, you can special summon the water. Then we have the Balbo Boons to, if it gets destroyed, you basically can summon Invoker, and Invoker can basically summon the Kazaru. I run the Genba to recover and the Thumos because you want to destroy this card so you can special summon the 6 Sams part of your engine. And then we play Gateway of the 6 to abuse it with the Fire and Water legendary 6 Samurais. And then we have the Shin Dojo. That way we can special summon Fuma or any others if necessary. So that's it for the deck. Let's get right into the replays. In its first replay, I open up a godly hand. I basically open up all the cards that you want to see if you ever play this deck. So with Gofu, I basically made Deco Tucker, and I'm gonna play a game with the 6. Use Diagram to destroy Fuma to search the Draco Phoenix. And with Fuma, I get Kazaru. Kazaru searches Fuma. And then Draco Phoenix is gonna destroy the Water True King and the Fuma. So I get the legendary 6 Samurai Fire and the True Draco Phoenix. I'm gonna overlay these two to make the True King of All Calamities. I'm gonna use Gateway to search the water to make Invoker, and then I'm gonna link it up to make Firewall Dragon, and then use Invoker to summon the Kazaru. And at this point, it basically sets up the Firewall loop to where I keep summoning the fire and water and just keep spamming the field. And here I made another Invoker. Invoker is only a once per turn per card, so it's enough for me to search all these things. Oh, also for True King of All Calamities, I used the effect to change all my cards to Divine. So that way my Kazaru can search any card I want. And at this point, I basically just go off and try to make it to where I can summon the Shien part now. So I made Proxy Dragon, and then with special summon Genba, I made Shien. And at this point, I could have used Firewall's effect to balance my Proxy Dragon and my Genba, so that way I can normal summon my Genba. I basically did all this field with just special summon. I didn't normal summon that at all. But if you wanted to, you could have used Firewall just to bounce and just get 2 Shiens on board. So at this point, I only had 1 Shien. But I probably, looking back, I probably should have made 2 Shien since I couldn't stop all of his plays. So my opponent tried to Soul Charge. But since none of these monsters have effects, they're just vanillas at this point. And during the end phase, I basically just bounced the Fairytale Snow so that they can't use it. And at this point, I just attacked for game. This deck is kind of hard to pilot, but if you can figure out how the deck works, it's a very, very good deck to play. In this second duel, I open up the Balboon and Dragonic Diagram, which makes this hand pretty good. So with Balboon, I summon 2 other Balboons, and this is good enough for me to summon the Invoker, to summon Kazaru, and search the cards that I need. So I summon Kazaru, Kazaru searches Hatsume, and then I make Mrs. Radiant. I use the True Draco Phoenix to destroy the water in the Fuma, and I get the other True King and the Kazaru to search the legendary 6 Samurai Fire. Next, I normal summon Hatsume to get the Fuma and made the Shien. So this was a very average board that you usually want to make when you play this deck. So now I basically locked my opponent from monster effects, and my opponent just tried to gamble with Left Arm Offering, and I negated it, and at that point the game was basically over. So I drew the Soul Charge, but Soul Charge is not needed anymore. I destroyed the Fuma to get Kazaru, and at this point I'm just toying around. And at this point I'm not sure what happened. I tried to use the True King water to, and somehow the Radiant ended up being destroyed. Not sure how it happened, but it would have been probably a game regardless. In this next game I played, I opened up a lot of hand traps, so I only had the 2-card combo. But what you want to do is use diagram to destroy your Fuma to get Kizaru. And with the Draco Phoenix you want to destroy your Kizaru and your Fuma to get Hatsume. Hatsume banish both of the Fuma to get Kizaru. Kizaru searches Genba. And you want to normal summon Genba to get your Fuma back to hand and make the Trish. And you basically, with that Trish, you want to see what your opponent's playing. And then you overlay to True King of all calamities and just call the attributes that you banish or think that they're playing. And with this play, I basically locked them from playing, and I used both of my Fumos that I got, and I summon Kizaru and my Hatsume, and basically I go off at this point. Summon another Kizaru, summon the legendary Six Samurai Fire, and I destroyed my Hatsume to destroy their wings and then just attack for a game. In this last replay, I was playing against Spyros. Unfortunately, I could not go first, so my opponent started off and they opened up the Grofu and they opened up the 141, and at this point I had no hand traps to stop them, so at this point they just go off. So let me talk about like maybe some of the weakness of this deck. I feel like this deck basically loses to a well-timed hand trap, or they could lose to Drone Lock. But for the most part, I think that if he didn't establish a big board, this deck probably could have maybe managed to come back. Since all you really need for this deck to go off is basically a diagram. Diagram sort of starts your play in most of these plays. And at this point, my opponent made the Tri-Gate Wizard, so at this point it was basically almost over for me, since he's gonna get all his link point towards Tri-Gate Wizard. And something cool is that Sleeper, if it's next to Proxy Dragon can basically protect all his cards, since if I try to destroy his Tri-Gate Wizard by battle, he can destroy his Sleeper instead, and since Sleeper is equipped with Last Resort, he can't be destroyed by card effects, so that means that Proxy Dragon effect is basically for free at that point. So at this point, I tried to go off. He played this very well in a way that I couldn't really come back. He waited to use his Tri-Gate Wizard for my Soul Charge, which was very well done. I thought I had him at this point since he already used his Sleeper, but I forgot that Tri-Gate Wizard still had an effect. And at this point, he sort of misplaced here. He could have used Tri-Gate Wizard just to banish my card, but he had the Ash in hand, so it didn't really matter at that point. And my opponent just attacked me for a game. But this deck is pretty fun, and I hope you would try this deck. That's it for the replays. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. If you want to follow my channel, please click the subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.